Imagine staring at like 40 open browser tabs. You're completely overwhelmed. You've got flight aggregators and map tabs everywhere, and just that creeping anxiety that you are definitely about to overpay for your vacation.
Oh, absolutely. It's the worst feeling.
Right. But now imagine your phone just buzzes with a notification, and it says, "You look stressed. Flights to that quiet beach in Mexico you always look at are dirt cheap right now, so I went ahead and held a room at your favorite style of boutique hotel."
I mean, it sounds like absolute science fiction, right? But based on the stack of corporate earnings calls and tech reports we're diving into today, that is the exact trajectory of the travel industry. The era of, manual, agonizing travel searching is dying.
It really is. So welcome to the deep dive. Today we are looking at how artificial intelligence is completely upending traditional online travel agencies, or OTAs. We're going to see how your next vacation is basically going to be planned by machines. And shockingly, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's a massive shift. And to see how slightly spooky this is already getting, you really just have to look at the travel app, Hopper.
Right, Hopper.
Yeah, they've dumped years and millions of dollars into their prediction algorithms. Because of that, they can forecast flight prices with like 95% accuracy up to a year out.
Wow, 95%.
Yeah. But the real shift isn't just predicting prices, it's predicting you.
Exactly, because the stat in the report that completely stopped me in my tracks was that 25% of Hopper sales come from tickets users didn't even ask for.
Which is just wild to think about.
It's crazy. When their AI sends a push notification with a tailored suggestion, the conversion rate is 3 times higher than a standard user-initiated search. It genuinely feels like having a clairvoyant travel agent who realizes you desperately need a getaway before you even check your own calendar.
Right, so Hopper successfully gets you on the plane. But usually once you land, you're right back to staring at a dozen browser tabs trying to plan out your actual days.
Which makes me wonder, is anyone applying this predictive tech to the daily itinerary?
They are actually. Trip.com is doing exactly that with their AI assistant, Trip Genie.
Okay, Trip Genie.
Yeah, and they're actually seeing users spend 20 extra minutes on the app just playing around with its hyper-personalized itinerary generator.
Wait, 20 extra minutes. But I have to push back here. You're telling me an algorithm knows the authentic vibe of a hidden neighborhood in Tokyo better than an actual human local? I just don't buy it. Plus, what happens when it hallucinates and sends me to a cafe that closed back in 2019?
Well, that hallucination risk is definitely the biggest hurdle. But Trip.com solves it by not just relying on a raw language model. They use a system called RG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation.
Okay, so how does that actually work in practice?
Think of it as putting strict guardrails on the AI. Before it answers you, it's forced to cross-reference a locked database of verified, highly rated human local guides.
So it's pulling from real human knowledge.
Exactly. It can't just invent a fake restaurant. And because of those guardrails, in blind tests by industry experts, TripGenie actually beat both ChatGPT and Google Gemini in richness and customization.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
And it makes sense for the consumer-facing apps, but you might never actually see the technology making that booking possible, right? Because behind these shiny interfaces, the legacy giants are having to completely rewire the industry plumbing just to survive.
Oh, they really are. Take Expedia, for example. They are deploying AI internally to speed up their property onboarding by a staggering 70%.
Wait, 70%? How does it actually do that, though? Is it just writing the hotel descriptions faster?
No, it's way more automated than that. Instead of a human manually typing up descriptions and checking boxes for amenities, Expedia's AI just scans the raw property photos.
You mean it just looks at the pictures?
Yeah. It instantly tags that a room has a pool or a balcony or a coffee maker, and it generates the listing text automatically. That is how you cut onboarding time by 70%.
That is incredibly smart. So the big platforms are adapting. But what about the data itself? Like if every hotel and airline formats their inventory differently, how does the AI assistant actually book the trip? It's like trying to plug a European appliance into an American outlet.
That is such a good analogy, and that is exactly where companies like Travelport come in. They are pivoting to become the universal adapter for the whole industry.
Digital pipes, basically.
Right, the pipes. They translate all that messy, disorganized inventory from thousands of different suppliers into one standard, normalized language. They are the literal reason your AI assistant can actually hit book on that boutique hotel instead of just handing you a link to go do it yourself.
Which is huge, because without that universal adapter, the AI is really just a glorified search engine. But looking at Airbnb's approach to this tech wave, they have an incredibly unique philosophy compared to the rest of the pack.
They really do. They've already rolled out AI customer support that reduced the need for human agents by 15% in the US.
So basically using AI to instantly resolve routine guest issues so humans don't have to deal with them.
Exactly. But the fascinating part is what their CEO, Brian Chesky, said about their ultimate goal.
Which is what?
Well, their thesis is that as AI completely saturates our lives, everything on a screen is going to start feeling artificial. People will increasingly crave authentic, real-world connections.
Wait, so a tech company whose primary AI strategy is to make you look at your phone less?
I know it's a contrarian bet, but a really smart one. Airbnb wants to use AI as the ultimate frictionless concierge. The goal is to get you off the app and out into the real world as fast as physically possible.
It really is a massive shift. I mean,
Mm.
AI is taking travel from this frustrating, anxiety-inducing search and click chore and turning it into a highly predictive, almost conversational experience.
Yeah, we are literally watching the fundamental mechanics of how we discover the world change in real time.
We are. But it leaves you with a really interesting question to chew on. Think back to that clairvoyant travel agent we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
If an AI eventually gets so good that it predicts exactly where you want to go, when you should buy the ticket, and what you should do every single minute of the day, will the serendipity and thrill of discovering a destination completely disappear?